Hi, it's Jon Mitchell, Mayor of New Bedford, and this is another installment of the Mayor's Weekly Update. So we have a few interesting things to talk about this week. The first is another real good milestone in our effort to bring offshore wind to the city. As we've discussed before, offshore wind has tremendous promise, and we've worked very hard over many years to position New Bedford to become the place where it all happens, or a lot of it happens, on the eastern seaboard. Much like some of the port cities in Europe have benefited, we want to be in a position where we can seek out investment, draw it here, and create jobs. So New Bedford is at a point now, because of these efforts, that we're seen pretty widely as a big player in this industry. And the industry will take a few years to build out. It's taken 20 years in Europe. Probably won't take that long here, but it'll take some time. But I was invited to speak at the wind test facility in Charlestown, Massachusetts, up in Boston last week. And what was interesting about it is, this will give you a sense of it. There were 5 speakers. One was someone from the White House. The second was Senator Markey. The other 2 were both cabinet secretaries. Secretary Moniz from Fall River, who was the Secretary of Energy, and Secretary Jewell of the Department of the Interior. And then the 5th speaker was me. So I say that not to pat myself on the back, but just to give people a sense that New Bedford, when it comes to offshore wind, is seen as a real place that has moved right to the top of the conversation. That's a good thing. So they were announcing the establishment of a new national strategy for offshore wind, which again will be very beneficial for us in the long run. So we're really pleased that we have alignment at the federal level with our efforts here, as well as at the state level, so that New Bedford can really get out in front. My motto is that we need to compete. We can compete. We will compete very effectively. We need to outsmart the competition. We need to out-hustle them. And if we do that, especially in the next few years, we'll really set ourselves up well. So that's why we really focus on this issue. A couple of other things. So we live in an era in which folks in city government are looked to for more and more responsibility as time goes on, and that's because people interact with municipal officials face to face. There's a greater level of trust that is built that comes the way of municipal government. That's really one of the main reasons I ran for mayor, because I think it's a place where you can get a lot done and where trust can be built. We do a lot to get the word out about what we're doing through this mechanism, the Mayor's Updates, but as well as my radio show, as well as updates on New Bedford Guide and other things, and of course all the events that are reported in the newspaper. We want to do a little bit more, and so we're announcing this week that we're going to have something called Mayor's Hours, which will be a 2-hour period every month in which I go somewhere in the city, different parts of the city, just to hear from residents about their concerns, about what's on their mind, their ideas, just so that we can continue to interact directly with people. Because when government does that, government builds trust. When government does that, it builds the confidence in folks, and it gets people involved a little bit more. So we really want to double down on our efforts in that way. So I look forward to hearing people's ideas. The first event is September 20th, and that'll be at the Wilkes Library in the evening and at 5:30. And we'll take it from there. We'll do this every month, and I think it's going to be a good thing for the city. And so we'll take people on a first come, first served basis. People will meet with me one-on-one, and then we'll go to the next person. That's the way it'll work. The last thing I want to say is I just want to congratulate the winners of the City Little League Championship, the New Bedford Police Union and the South End League. You guys did a great job, the 3rd year in a row, which is unprecedented. And I really want to thank in particular all the coaches and parents of that team, as well as every team in that league and every other one this summer for devoting so much time to our kids. It's really, that's the kind of stuff that really makes a community go and makes it stronger. And the more that, the better, to my mind. So anyway, thanks everybody, and we'll see you next week.